What is up, gang? Thank you for checking out SledgeHammer TV. Today, it's time once again to start talking about one of my favorite things from last year, the Mae Young Classic. We have got the first 10 names announced in this tournament, and we are going to give them to you right here and right now in a new extra special way that you will only be able to see with your eyes right here on the SledgeHammer Wrestling Show, the newest, fastest rising podcast in all of YouTube, iTunes, Stitcher Radio, Spotify, and Podbean, baby. Let's get it on, because it's time for the ladies once again. The Mae Young Classic 2, right now on the SledgeHammer Wrestling Show. Dig it.
The SledgeHammer Wrestling Show.
All right, wrestling fans, thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to get those shirts, only available until SummerSlam. Check the link in the description box below or go to teespring.com/sledgehammer-TV for more information. Only until SummerSlam, but for now, let's get started talking about the Mae Young Classic. Do you guys know how much I enjoyed the Mae Young Classic last year? I love women's wrestling. And the Mae Young Classic was the first time in a long time that the WWE had featured a women's division. You want to talk about a women's division? The Mae Young Classic, to me, is the premier division in all of sports entertainment when it comes to the ladies. And last year's tournament was fantastic, not just because of the contestants that took part in it, but because not only did we have a new winner and superstar emerge in Kairi Sane, we had the runner-up, Shayna Baszler, maybe even do the winner one better, as Shayna Baszler, the semi-finalist in last year's tournament, is the current reigning NXT Women's Champion. Just totally kicking ass down there. We got to see for the first time stars like Candice LeRae and many other names that have been now a staple of WWE television. And I look forward to some of the new faces that we are going to see as well as some of the return competitors, which I have absolutely no problem with girls coming back for a second shot, which you will see as we go down the list. So let's go to the list right now. Let's check it out. Alright, gang, we got 10 names to get through, so let's get started with contestant number 1, Jessie Element, the WWE NXT rookie who joined the WWE roster in 2017, made her NXT debut on October the 7th of that year in a Battle Royal. She's been wrestling pretty regularly on NXT, most notably as a tag team partner of the Authors of Pain in a mixed tag team match versus Cesar Bononi, Adrian Jude, and Taynara Conti. This entrant, Jessie Element, is one of the reasons why I love the Mae Young Classic. She's different. She's very unique. I love the complete package. She's got that nerd chic thing going on. She could be the next coming of Bayley if they book her right. I absolutely expect to see them do so. I see big things in the future for this girl, but before we get to that, she has to get through the Mae Young Classic. It'll be interesting to see where she ends up and how she fares against some pretty stiff competition like an American Ninja Warrior. What? Kacy Catanzaro, best known for being an American Ninja Warrior, competed in 8 seasons of the show before retiring from obstacle competition style sports to pursue her childhood dream of competing in the squared circle. You have to admire that. It was announced on August 27th during last year's Mae Young Classic that Catanzaro had been signed to a contract with the WWE, and in January 2018 she reported to the Performance Center. She made her in-ring debut at an NXT live event on April the 19th in Sanford, Florida, in a losing effort to Reina Gonzales. Now, if Vince McMahon got his hands on this girl, you know she's going to come out in some red, white, and blue ninja outfit, complete with a katana blade, ninja stars, mask, and the whole 9 yards. But this is NXT. This is the Mae Young Classic. This is Triple H. I expect none of that to be the case, and it'll be very interesting to see what kind of Ninja Warrior style she is going to implement into her wrestling game, and how far will she go will be a very, very tough test. She couldn't take out Reina Gonzales earlier this year, and she might go up against her during this Mae Young Classic, as Reina Gonzales is the next name on our list here. She participated in the 2017 Mae Young Classic, where she was eliminated during the first round by Nicole Savoy, and is currently also a NXT rookie. Now, like we said, Reina Gonzales, not much to really talk about. Her first attempt in the Mae Young Classic was not that good. She did get a win over Kacy Catanzaro back in April, as we just pointed out, but I haven't seen too much of her on NXT TV. Her father, I believe, is a wrestler. She's a second-generation performer. WWE loves these type of stories, and I don't mind having return competitors in the Mae Young Classic. I think second chances are just fine with me. Everybody deserves a second chance. Is Reina Gonzales deserving of a second chance? That remains to be seen. Somebody who I believe was deserving of a second chance is Raya Ripley, who is another returning Mae Young Classic star from the previous year. She is known in the Australian wrestling scene as Demi Bennett, and she began her career in 2013. She's been wrestling for the last 5 years, and the girl is only 21 years of age. Last year, she eliminated Miranda Salinas in the first round, advanced to the second round of the tournament, only to be eliminated by Dakota Kai. So she was one of the participants last year that was very impressive. She's very big. She comes with a lot of hype, and she definitely delivered. I loved Rhea Ripley. I don't mind her getting a second chance. I expect her to maybe go further than even the second round this year during the Mae Young Classic. Next on this list is Nixon Newell, the Progress Shimmer WCPW Stardom superstar, multiple-time women's champion throughout the UK scene. In 2017, she signed with NXT and was renamed Tegan Knox. Last year, she was supposed to be in the Mae Young Classic, but an injury put her on the sideline for about 10 months. This is another girl coming to us from across the pond that has got some chops. She's got a nice amount of experience behind her. She's got some gold to add to her resume all over the United Kingdom, and I can't wait to see what she brings to the Mae Young Classic. Another one of the reasons I love the Mae Young Classic, it brings talents from all over the world that you and I are not accustomed to seeing here in the United States. And for those of you who are familiar with them in the UK, or some of my fans that live in Australia, you know firsthand what we're about to see and how special some of these girls truly are, and I expect it to continue this year just as it did last year, because some of the names on this list and the stuff they bring behind them, like a Nixon Newell or Tegan Fox, is going to be something special on WWE television. Next on this list, a very, very highly anticipated and a favorite, I would think, in the Mae Young Classic this year, Tiana Perazzo, whose name has been all over the wrestling scene as of late. She's been in TNA wrestling. She's been in Ring of Honor. She was in NXT for a long time. She participated in many Stardom events. She won multiple independent wrestling promotions women's titles, was an alternate for last year's Mae Young Classic, signed with the WWE just this past May. So everything that she's been doing, tearing up the globe all over the independent scene, is finally paying off. She's part of the WWE. She's going to make an impact in the Mae Young Classic, and it's going to be something special. Tiana Perazzo, I've been hearing her name so much when you hear about top talents on the indies, especially when pertaining to the women, so it's no wonder to me that the WWE scooped her up. She has been, like I said, she's been on NXT. She has been used on multiple occasions, and now I think she's finally going to get a push that she's worthy of having. We have up next Nicole Mathews. Look at this thing. Wow, this is a scary girl. Not much known by me about Nicole Mathews. If you know anything more about her, feel free to fill me in. You can leave anything you want in the comments down below. All I could come up with was that she wrestled for Shimmer, and that she was a former Shimmer champion and a two-time Shimmer tag team champion. So the WWE went and scooped her up and pulled her out of there, so there's got to be something special about her. You look at the package, she's definitely a unique looking individual, and it'll be interesting to see what she brings to this year's Mae Young Classic. Coming to us from across the ocean, across the world, coming from the Far East, once again, is the next Asuka, or the next Kairi Sane, here in Io Shirai. We don't know yet But you guys out there in Asia, you know she is a well-known performer, the next female import from Japan, and made her name in Japan and in Mexico before ending up in Stardom for over 7 years, and was a 6-time Artist of Stardom champion amongst numerous other title reigns there, signing with WWE Developmental recently, and she was ranked number 6 in the world in PWI's Top 50 Female Wrestlers of 2017. She did have some legal issues and some problems with some marijuana, I heard, but that's probably all done, or the WWE would not even have let her come in. It's probably water under the bridge, and that's not important to us here anyway. I have to report to you the facts. I know what it is, but that is not important. We are here to talk about the fact that this is a multiple-time women's champion, a force to be reckoned with. She will be treated awesome in NXT and during the Mae Young Classic. However, with the influx of the Japanese talent over the last few years, I'm not opposed to having her exit early. I don't need to see another Japanese superstar make it all the way to the end. And it's just because you're going to make it too repetitive. Like every time you have a big tournament like this, or you bring in some Asian talent in the female division, they're just going to come and take it over and dominate it. And then they're going to go to the main roster and they're going to go complete. So what does it matter? But should be, again, interesting to see what we get out of Io Shirai. How similar is she to the other two? We don't know. Maybe she's a completely different ball of wax, and I'm comparing apples to oranges. Only time will be able to tell. Coming up towards the end, we have number 9 on my list, Ginny Sandhu, who's just going by the name of Ginny. She has been wrestling since 2014 and has spent time in Progress and Revolution Pro Wrestling before joining the WWE in 2017. Supposedly, she is the current Progress Women's Champion, and she was a former one-time Rev Pro British Women's Champion, which is pretty impressive. And why wouldn't the WWE start pulling champions? Why not? You want the best levels of competition in tournaments like this, and again, for talent from around the world, wherever you could bring them in from. I am definitely looking forward to seeing what she's got, because this is another one of these girls that just has something completely different than what we're used to seeing, and maybe it'll be something special, maybe not, maybe it'll be a flop. But if you're bringing to me a woman who is touted as a champion of her other promotions everywhere that she's went, she's going to be good. So I want to see what Ginny's got in the Mae Young Classic. And finally, finishing up this list is Celeste Bonin, mostly known to us as Kaitlyn, who joined the WWE in 2010 as the Season 3 winner of NXT when it was a crappy bullshit reality show, game show segment on Monday Night Raw. She is a former Divas champion and was featured in many major storylines on Raw and SmackDown at a time when the women's division was not really a priority. She unceremoniously left the WWE on January 8th, 2014 when Kaitlyn decided to terminate her contract with the company. Her final match aired that night on Main Event, where she lost to AJ Lee. Last week, the WWE announced that Kaitlyn would be making her return to the company, and for the first time in 4 years, as she is one of the participants to compete in the second annual Mae Young Classic tournament. So there you go. That's your list. That's your lineup of all 10 ladies that we are going to see so far in the Mae Young Classic. I don't know how many we're going to have in total, but if I'm remembering correctly, we had 18 last year, I believe. I could be wrong. I got to look back into the notes, but we will see. We will see. We will just have to see. Like I said, it'll be a very interesting year with some very, very cool competitors in the first crop. I cannot wait to see who else fills out this list so we can get going on the bracketology and then get this thing started, because the Mae Young Classic will be the best tournament you see all summer long, guaranteed. It's going to be better than SummerSlam. And while we're talking about that, don't forget that you're in the middle of SummerSlam. So if you're still here with us at the end of this video and you have not subscribed already, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now. Become one of the hundreds of people that are joining in floods by the day. Ever since we started SummerSlam, it's working like a charm and people are subbing like crazy. So let's keep the slam going. Subscribe right now during the SummerSlam event. Don't forget to get your hands on those absolutely beautiful t-shirts. Let me pull it up for you again right now. Look at it. Oh, look at them. The original SledgeHammer Club print and the all-new SledgeHammer Wrestling Club logo tee available for the fans of this show and for members of my SledgeHammer Club. All you got to do, hit that subscribe button, smash that thumbs up with your own little sledgehammers at home, share this video with all of your wrestling friends all over the wrestling world, and you will have done your part and have been a loyal member in the army that is the SledgeHammer Club. And do not forget to be here all week long for your Monday Night Raw review, your SmackDown Live review, and for everything you need to know about the Mae Young Classic. This is your one-stop shop for all information necessary. So there you have it. This is our first little preview to the Mae Young Classic with a whole lot more to come. Thank you guys so much for being here. That is going to do it, and we are out of here. My name is Nick Nightmare. This is Thor the Sledgehammer, the wrestling god of thunder, and the official sledgehammer of the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. My little buddy, my most trusted companion in the whole entire world, Mr. Blue the Snowball Microphone. This show wouldn't sound this good without him. Thank you also very, very much for watching the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show's first look at the Mae Young Classic right here on SledgeHammer TV. Like I said, that is going to do it, and we are out of here. And we will see you next time, right here on the SledgeHammer Wrestling Show. See ya.